Hi, it's Danielle Greason from VA Lifestyle Design. Absolutely thrilled to let you know that Paul Jarvis is going to be coming to hang out with us in Virtual Assistant Land for a live Q&A about MailChimp, pro-level MailChimp skills specifically, but also, on a broader sense, building that long-term profitable online career as a service provider. Now, if you are already well established as a virtual assistant or as a service provider in this online business world, so to speak, then you don't need me to intro who Paul is or what MailChimp is all about. But if you're new to online services, if you're just starting to research your options now, investigate the software systems, get a feel for what type of client services you can be offering at the outset when you're getting up and running, then what I'd like to do is just offer a quick bit of context here to let you know kind of where this fits in. So Paul Jarvis, he has over 2 decades of experience working with clients, but not just any client freelance work, working with people, collaborating with people like Marie Forleo and Danielle Laporte in the online business world. And then also companies like Microsoft, Warner Music, and hundreds of other clients that really perceive Paul like the go-to guy. And not just because of the technical skill that he was bringing to the table as a web designer, but as well that well-rounded understanding of online business that he brings to the table, understanding email list building, understanding the marketing element, how that integrates with design, how the copy comes into play, not just coming to the table and doing what was requested, but really coming in as that collaborative partner. And I just think someone in that position as the go-to person in a certain, skill set, there's so much you can learn from them, even if you're not zooming in on the exact same service focus. So whether you're zooming in on email marketing or you're zooming in on design or you're, an all-rounder generalist virtual assistant, basically just borrowing Paul's couple of decades of experience to figure out how you create that premium client experience, how you set yourself apart. But also, in addition to that, Paul just has an incredibly in-depth understanding of MailChimp and, going beyond the email builder and newsletter prep and basic automation into really understanding how to make the most of all the features. Now, for a bit of context on MailChimp, when I first started working in MailChimp as a virtual assistant, I remember the very first time I went inside the email builder, I'd had experience with other systems' email builders. And if you're already up and running working online, that that HTML email builders can be finicky, and you have to pay attention to the detail with how you're inputting text or how you're adjusting spacing. If that's going over your head, don't worry. But basically, the MailChimp user experience, the way I would describe it, is incredibly newbie friendly. The MailChimp email builder, the interface where you actually design and lay out and format an email for a client, just makes it really easy for you to get up and running and be creating, polished work, polished end result for clients, even when you're new, even when you've just got a few basic skills under your belt, you don't know code, all that type of thing. So what I found was it's awesome to work inside MailChimp, but there was this a few years back from, my experience, the people that I was collaborating with, other virtual assistants, clients, there was this kind of misconception that, MailChimp can't let you do certain things. If you're wanting to create multiple content upgrades, you've got clients with multiple lead magnets, it becomes messy in MailChimp. But the thing is, that is only the case if you don't know how to use the functionality and the features in the refined way, using it, playing full out with the MailChimp features, so to speak, like Paul does. So that is, a huge part of why I asked him if he would come and share some of these insights about what's really possible with MailChimp. But, another thing that I wanted to just share for context there was when I was in that phase where I was like, clients were asking me, oh, okay, I'm on MailChimp, but, I want to go into this other system because I've got more complex marketing automation now. And sometimes I did those migrations with clients. But if I had have known about some of these features that we're going to be chatting about, it would have meant that clients that wanted to continue using MailChimp and wanted to use all those amazing benefits of the design features of the email builder could have stuck with MailChimp. And so what happened there was I have known about Paul for a long time, and I was following his newsletter, and I was like, he's using MailChimp. He's got a huge business. He's an influential authority. He's obviously got a large email list, and he's using MailChimp. So there must be something that he knows that I don't know yet. And so that's where my investigation into this started, where I realized that there's a lot more that you can bring into play with MailChimp than a lot of people actually realize. So I won't go into too much more depth there, but I guess to summarize that, what I would say is, in this Q&A, what I want to do is two things. If you're a newbie, I want to give you some insight, or have Paul help us with that insight into what is really possible with MailChimp, so that even if you're just new to this, even if you're just getting up and running with your first clients, then you have on your radar things that you can potentially be offering them with, in addition to just the basic newsletter prep and email formatting. So you can have those things on your radar, even if you're not coming in to a client relationship and positioning yourself as an email marketing expert or anything like that. But aside from that, if you already are up and running as a virtual assistant, collaborating with clients, and you do have that online marketing understanding, you do have some experience under your belt, then what I'd like to be able to do when Paul comes to chat with us is to really help you to see what's possible there in terms of working with your MailChimp clients to do the fancy things that you might be used to doing elsewhere in terms of marketing automation inside MailChimp as well, and have that huge advantage of, being able to say yes to clients. Yes, we can do that. Yes, I can figure it out. And not only that, but doing it in the most refined, streamlined way possible, instead of jimmying up workarounds or what have you. But I guess I'll leave it at that. That's basically the big picture, expanding your vision for what's possible, both in MailChimp and also in terms of building a long-term career. And that's, a big part of what Paul has to share and what I'm going to ask him about when he comes to chat with us. So if you'll be joining us, look forward to chatting with you then. It's going to be so much fun. Talk soon.